Hi, I'm Greg.
And I'm Derek. Welcome to Men of Den, and this is Monday.
Hi, everyone. This week on the Den, it's Q&A week again. So we've got our viewer questions ready to go, so let's get at them. This first question comes from Johnny English.
Hi, Johnny.
Okay, his question is, what bear runs have you been on, and which ones would you recommend, and where are you going to be going in the future?
All right, so we've only done one, and as you know, we've talked about it a number of times. We've been to Tidal Wave. That's the only one we've gone to. I took a peek into Fur Fest when that was years ago when I was in the closet. I'm not really going to count that. So we can't really recommend too many per se, but based on what other people have told us, Bears on Ice in Reykjavik, Barcelona and Barcelona, of course, Provincetown and TBRU are some of the recommended. And next, a question comes from Daniel Myers. This was done in on the forum online. What are your thoughts on the lumbersexual movement, and would you just jump into an axe-wielding lumberjack?
Well, I have very mixed feelings about the lumbersexual movement. I don't like the lumbersexual movement per se, because I feel like it's just straight people trying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say Halifax, Nova Scotia has become at least 20% sexier since the lumbersexual movement. So for that, I'll give it a plus.
Mm-hmm. Daniel also asked, if you had, what are some of the things you would do if you had no money and you just had to get out of the house? Greg, what would you do?
Well, honestly, typically I'm more of a homebody than going out anyway. Especially if I've got no money, I likely ain't going nowhere with no cash. So I'm more of a sit at home, play video games when I've got no money. So I would say, I probably just wouldn't go anywhere and just stay home and play video games because it's free for that.
Myself, I brew up a coffee, go for a walk, maybe actually use my gym membership that I don't actually use. Yeah. Right. And Michael Varvel also submitted on the forum. Are you guys dogs, cat people, or both? Well, Greg, show them. This is our large and in charge kitty, Jersey. She's large and in charge, chunky yet funky, the bold and the beautiful, Jersey.
So another den submission via the forum. David asks, what other place that a den boy lives in would you like to live in?
Based on this winter we just had, I'm going to say Perth, Australia. I will deal with the huntsman spider so I no longer have to walk on those freaking icy sidewalks. So sick of winter right now. Oh. Michael Barble also asks, are you more into Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox?
All right, so in order, for me it goes Nintendo, Xbox, and then PlayStation.
I would say about the same thing. I play a lot of more classic Nintendo games. Right now, playing the Metroid Prime trilogy, and pretty heavy into that one, as well as playing through some more of the older Zelda games. We got a PS3 that I barely even touch. He's been playing a lot more of that recently. Michael Varvel's final question is, do you guys have any trips planned for the future?
All right, so the only confirmed trip so far is our trip to Tidal Wave in June. So we're heading to Tidal Wave the first week in June in Florida. We'll also talk with some of our friends about possibly planning a trip early next year south. And recently, we've been actually asked about possibly going to see Madonna as well. So it's Madonna. I mean, if there's any way possible of making that happen, then we probably should make it happen.
It's probably the last stamp on the gay card we need to get. And of course, she's going to be touring again, but it's fierce.
Our next couple questions come from super viewer Clinton.
Hi, Clinton.
So, Clinton's first question is, which celebrity would you top for, and which celebrity would you bottom for? Derek.
That's a good question. There's so many cuties out there. So being into bigger guys, of course, going to say I'm going to top Nick Frost. Who would I bottom for? Something I do very. I'm going to go back, and I know there's one viewer who's gonna get where I'm coming from here. It's my old roommate. Kiefer Sutherland in the 24 era when the 24 first started.
Oh my. All right. So, this is a tough one. I'm going to say, so bottom four, I'm going to say Chris Pratt. But not Chris Pratt from Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm going to say Parks and Recreation Chris Pratt. I liked him a little bit chunkier. Who am I going to top? Ooh. This is a tough one.
Is it now?
I think I'm going to top Jonah Hill. So top Jonah Hill, bottom for Chris Pratt.
And Clinton's next question is: which qualities do you want to be remembered for when you're done?
Wow,
yeah.
That's deep.
Deep.
The thing that I want to be remembered for is I'm a good, kind-hearted individual. That's my number one. That's something I've always tried to keep true to my whole life. Sometimes I succeed, but that's the thing that I want to be remembered for.
Myself, it's as much the same thing. I just want to remember being a kind and helpful person, and just anyone who just give you the shirt off my back.
Now for an interesting news segment, Straight Boy Questions.
Jeff asks, how do you figure out if someone is a top or a bottom? Do you just straight out ask them?
Well, Jeff, here's the interesting answer to this one. So, us gay people know searching out a person is much different than it was even 5 to 10 years ago. Now, basically, social media is the main avenue in which you meet people now. And generally, in the profile, it will say top, bottom, or verse, which means you do both. In most cases, the person is probably telling the truth. But there is the occasional time that you get to meet somebody and you realize they are not what they say they are. They're not a top. They're a top. That happens from time to time. Most of us have been there at some point when we've been expecting something and got something completely different.
You say top, but you're on all fours.
Mm-hmm. So the easy answer is, a lot of times you don't know 100% if somebody is a top or bottom till you get into the situation, and then you find out very quickly. All right. So Jeff asks, what kinds of things are no-nos for male-to-male sex?
It's really the boundaries that you've set amongst themselves. Whatever is beyond your safe word, there's no no. It's just respect each other's boundaries a little bit. One person may be just a vanilla person. The other person may want you to pee on them.
Oh, Darren. You did not just go there.
I did just go there.
Oh, Darren.
And the last question here from Jeff. In the bear realm, what makes a bear stand out from another bear or cub?
All right. So I think, in my own opinion, and this is just opinion-based, but in my opinion, it generally comes down to confidence. From my own experience, I've seen people that are not confident in the bear world don't seem to get as much attention, even if they're attractive looking. They just don't get the same kind of attention. They have to have that outward confidence in order for people to approach them. So I think that is the number one thing. All right, everyone, that's it for QA week. Please tune in tomorrow for Will's final video. Makes us both very sad, but Will is going to be gone after tomorrow, so please make sure you tune into his last video. On higher news, we are lucky to be getting Phil.
Hi, Phil.
We are so happy to be getting another fellow Canadian here on Tuesdays, so we'll be starting out the week Monday and Tuesday Canadian now.
Thank you for watching The Den again this week. Of course, add us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, yada, yada, yada. You'll get all that below. You know the drill. It's all down in the crotch. Now, and again, thank you very much for tuning into The Den. Enjoy the rest of your week.